What's up, guys? So here we are in my Jeep. I took it down to Houston a couple days ago, and when I pulled in to get gas, about halfway there, a little over halfway there, I pushed the clutch in at a stoplight, and there was absolutely no clutch pedal. Just went straight to the floor, no resistance. So I shut the car off and kind of rolled over to the side, let traffic by, and I was able to just kind of pump the pedal up after a couple minutes of sitting, and I was able to put it in gear, start it up, drive it into the gas station, check the fluid, everything was fine. So not sure exactly what's wrong with it, but somehow I made it back home and had a lot of pumping the pedal on the way. It was pretty rough, but I have a new clutch slave cylinder. I'm gonna try and put that in today and see if that fixes the problem. So you can take a look here, see that I push the clutch in. Well, there it goes. But it's really hard to get into the gears right now. I think I pumped it a few times, but just a minute ago when I first got in here, first couple times I hit the pedal, it wouldn't go into gear. So we're gonna move in front of the garage and see if we can do this. So we got it moved over here, and you can see like a lot of cheap cars do. We got the brake master cylinder. The fluid is held in the same reservoir as the clutch. It just has a little hose here that feeds the clutch master cylinder, and we'll just have to try and keep this full once I pull the other line off, so I don't lose all my fluid into my brake system and have to bleed the whole brake system. So that would really suck. And here's our new clutch slave cylinder. So got our bleeder valve here, our line hookup, and then this is the end that goes into the transmission bell housing and pushes on our clutch fork. So there was one of these little ends inside the bell housing of the transmission last time I had it apart doing the clutch. So I know that somebody's done it at least once before, but yeah, hopefully that does the trick. If it doesn't, then I have to move on to replacing the master cylinder there. Alright, here we are under the Jeep, and right there is our clutch slave, and looks like about, you got one here and then one on the top. There's another. Get a better view there. There's another nut on top, and then it looks like a little clip is holding in the little clip there to pop out to get this line out. So I'll probably pull the two nuts off, slide this out if I can, if there's enough room, and then we'll pop that clip out and change the hose over to the new one as quick as possible. Pouring water out on me. I don't know why. It's weird. It was raining really hard when I went down to Houston, and when I would pull over, I would see out of the front of the tranny, out of here, just pouring water out as well. I don't know, just pure rainwater. So I don't know what is up with that, or where it's coming from, or if that's part of the problem. Never seen anything like that. Super weird. See if I can get this all the way out of here. Okay, so I just topped off the fluid, put the cap back on tight so that it's harder for it to pull suction through when I pop the hose off and change it out. But I think we may have found the right part here, because the little cup on the end here is missing. That's supposed to fit into the clutch fork properly. And then so you can see the length difference a little bit. And then there is actually a little bit of fluid on here, so it started to leak a little bit. So we'll swap this out and we should be back on the road. Okay, so got the clip popped out there and pulled this one out as well. You can see, should just pull the hose out, slam it back in this one. Before I do so, I'm gonna compress this at the same time. That way it'll get most of the air out of the system and there won't be as much to bleed out after I swap it over. All right, well, we're gonna fill this back up here. And I did manage to lose quite a bit of fluid due to an unforeseen issue that was really no fault of my own, but I'll show you what happened. So here's the old part, and when I popped the line out, it was very hard to get out, and I immediately put it into the new one, barely lost just a few drips of fluid. And the issue was when I popped it in and pushed the clip back in on the new one, it was just pouring fluid out and bubbling. And then I closed the valve, opened the valve, bleeder valve, and then it started leaking from there. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And pulled it out, put it back in here, and it stopped leaking mostly. There's a tiny drips coming out of it slowly. And what happened was there's a special little like concaved O-ring, and it was stuck down in the very bottom of here. Had to use a pick to get it out, and then put it back on the line, popped it in, and we're good to go. There's my mess, and yeah. Anyways, we got it all buttoned up and back in there, wherever it is. But yeah, we're ready to bleed it. I'm just gonna open the bleeder and let it kind of gravity bleed a bit, and we'll see how that goes. Still leaking water out of the bell housing. I don't know what that's from. Weird. Or off the top of the transmission. Well, I didn't even get anybody to help me bleed it yet, but just a few pump ups. It's already working better than it did before. You can kind of hear it. It's got at least half a pedal or more, so I think we solved the problem. made it. Alright, so everything seems to be working. Finally got my lockers in this thing working too. Had to try it out. Feels pretty good. Glad you could come on this journey with me, and glad we got it fixed. Back on the road. If you like this video, give me a like and subscribe. Share it around. Have a good day. Peace.